Hello everyone and welcome to this session of programming with Python. In this session we will see what are Python lists. So let's look at the objectives of our session. We will start by understanding what do we mean by Python list, followed by what are the different kind of operation we can perform on list, such as creating the list, accessing the element of list and slicing the list. So what are lists? Lists are basically dynamically sized array that can store different data types in a sequential manner. So as you remember our data type session, there we described a data type namely string which holds different characters in a sequential and ordered fashion. List is also the same. It is also store different values in a sequential and ordered fashion, and the values can belong to any kind of data type. For example, let's say we have a variable named name which is storing the name of a student. Let's say in our case it is John. And let's say we have another variable named standard which is storing the class in which our student studies. And let's say we have another variable named passed which is storing the value that if the student has passed the exam or not, that is, it is going to store a boolean value. So if our student has passed the exam, we will give it a true value, and if the student has failed the exam, we will give it a false value. Now in our case, our student has passed the exam, so we will give it a true value. Now as you can see that here we have three different kind of data types. The name is an example of string data type, the class is an example of numerical data type, and if the student has passed the exam or not is an example of boolean data type. Now if we want to store these three kinds of data type at the same place, then we can use Python list for that. So we will describe another variable named student in which we are going to hold our list, and within student we will define our list. So to create a list, we first write the empty boxes or empty big bracket. Now as you can see that we didn't have to define the size of our going list. So for example, this list student is going to hold three different kinds of values, but it can also store 5 values, 10 values or even 100 values. So in Python we don't have to describe upfront the size of our going to be array. So this is why we say that the lists are dynamic in nature in term of size. So now we store our different value, let's say John, and followed by the element, the comma sign. The comma sign is used to separate the different values of a list. Now we store the class in which the student studies, followed by another comma sign, and if the student passes the exam or not, which in our case is true. So this is how we create a list in Python. Notice or remember the fact that we don't have to pass the value, but we can pass the variable itself in which the values had been stored. For example, if we define the variable student and instead of passing the values, we pass the name of the variable. In our case that is name, std followed by comma, and if the student passed or not. Now if we print this list, we will get the same result as our first one. So as you can see that we have redefined our list student in which the name of the variable have only passed, but we in the output we get the name of different values. So this is how we create different lists in Python. Now Python also provides the ability to store a list within a list itself. This is known as multi-dimensional list or nested list. For example, here we have defined a list mylist which is storing the Greek alphabets. And within the Greek alphabet at the third element you can see is a list which is holding numerical values. So as you can see that we have stored a list within list itself. So Python allows us to store multi-dimensional list. Now how can we access different element of the list? For accessing any element of list, we have to first understand what do we mean by indexing in list. So let's say we define another variable named color which is going to store different kinds of color values. So we will create an empty list, and within empty list we will write the name of different color which will be sequential data type, or string data type. So let's say our first color is red, followed by our another color as green, followed by comma and another color blue, followed by another value, let's say yellow, and followed by another value, let's say black. Now as we describe this variable color or this list color, then Python will allocate a block of memory in the memory space. And how we will index the position, let's understand that. So as we stored our value in the memory, then the first element of the list will be stored at the 0th position, and the consecutive element will be stored at the consecutive numbers. For example, the first element red is stored at the 0th position, the second element green is stored at the first position, the third element blue is stored at the second position, and so on. Similarly, as you can see that the last element of our list is black and it is stored at the position which is one less than the total length of the string or total length of the list. The total length of our list, if you remember, is 5, as it is storing the 5 different kinds of element, namely red, green, blue, yellow and black. So the black will be indexed at the 4th position and the color red will be indexed at the 0th position. So this is how we do indexing in Python. Now to access individual element of our list, we first write the name of the variable, name of the list in which the list is stored, followed by big brackets, and within big brackets we write the index position. So for example, let's say we want to access the element at the 0th position of our list, then we will write the name of our list followed by big bracket, and within big bracket the index. Let's say we want to find at the 0th position, we will write color 0. So as you can see, we get red as an output. And if we want to find the last element, we will write color, and within the brackets we will write 4, as the length of our list is 5, and if we run this again, we get black as an output. Now as you can clearly see that if we want to perform the slicing operation as we used to perform on our string, we can use the same methodology or the same bracket notation. We will first write the starting index followed by the colon operator, and after colon operator we write the ending index. Remember that in our string operation, the element at the ending index will not be included in the output, the element just before ending index will be included. For example, if we want to slice over this list to get 3 different values, red, green and blue. Now the index of yellow is 3 because the index starts at the 0th position. So if we want to slice over this list, we will write the starting index, which in our case is 0, followed by the colon operator, and after that if we want to slice this list till blue, so we will write 3, and if we run this again, we get red, green and blue as an output. That is how we do the list slicing and list indexing. So that's all for this session. In the next session we will see what are the different kinds of method we can perform on our Python list. Hope you like this session. Thank you.